Donald Trump has reignited his feud with Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, publicly calling for Powell's termination after the Fed's refusal to cut interest rates more aggressively. In a social media post early Thursday, Trump accused Powell of being too late and wrong, criticizing the central bank for lagging behind the European Central Bank, which has just cut rates for the 7th time in a year. Trump's comments came just a day after Powell warned that the administration's sweeping tariffs are having a much greater economic impact than expected, placing the Fed in what he called uncharted territory. Powell noted that these fundamental policy shifts could raise inflation and unemployment, echoing concerns voiced by other Fed officials in recent weeks. Trump has a long history of clashing with Powell, despite being the one who appointed him in 2018. During his presidency, Trump repeatedly accused Powell of making poor decisions, even calling him an enemy in 2019. Though Powell lowered rates to zero during the pandemic, Trump has remained critical. He stated he wouldn't reappoint Powell for a third term and is now openly questioning whether Powell should finish his current term, which ends in May 2026. Legally, the Fed chair cannot be fired by the president without cause, as the Federal Reserve is an independent institution. But Trump has challenged the independence of multiple regulatory agencies. Recently, he dismissed Democratic members from the Federal Trade Commission and the National Credit Union Administration, citing policy disagreements. Legal experts warn that such actions could set a dangerous precedent. The Supreme Court may soon revisit the 1935 case Humphrey's Executor v. United States, which protects heads of independent agencies from being fired without cause. The Trump administration has argued that the ruling should be overturned. Meanwhile, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has expressed support for Fed independence, saying that monetary policy must be protected. The growing tension between Trump and Powell highlights a deeper debate over the role of politics in central banking. Undermining the Fed's independence could destabilize markets and weaken trust in America's financial system, especially as tariffs continue to put upward pressure on inflation. With more lawsuits and legal battles looming, the future of central bank autonomy in the U.S. may be heading toward a historic turning point.